Well, hello there, motherfuckers, and welcome to the Raw Review. Horrible show tonight. Very, very, very disastrous. I'm sitting under a tent. It's raining. It's gloomy. Much like the show itself. Gloomy. Boring. Disgusting. Trash. Garbage. I was sitting there half asleep. I stayed up all night to watch this fucking show, to do this fucking review. And what a waste of time it was. All I got was zilch. No entertainment. No entertainment at all to be found. What a worthless show. We started off with Batista quitting. Good. Good. Right? Tell him it's good. Huh? Tell him. Tell him, Cena. Yeah. Take a shit. That'll let everybody know how bad this show was. It's a big dog shit. A big, terrible dog shit. Batista quits, and it was uneventful. It was boring. I didn't get a title match. I quit. Who gives a shit? He hasn't done fucking anything since he got there. All he's done is wear blue tights. All he's done is wear his nose ring and his tight-ass pants, looking like a gay-ass motherfucker. That's all Batista's done. He hasn't given us good matches, good promos, hasn't given us anything. You know, and then Triple H is probably right. His movie will probably end up sucking. He's going to go back to Hollywood, and just his career will just fucking end. He'll end up as a bum on the street. He'll be doing some autograph signings at Comic-Con. No one will even remember who he is. A good riddance to Batista. Then you had the first match, Sheamus and RVD defeating Bad News Barry and Cesaro. Just a boring, really uneventful match. No moves even. Just, you know, just a match by the numbers, really. Just point A to point B. Nothing really going on here. It was boring. Much like the whole fucking show. Then you had Damien Sandow coming out. You know, it was funny when he did Magneto. Then he did Davy Crockett. Now he's pretending to be, a basketball player. You know, how many different hats is this guy going to wear? You know, literally he was wearing a hat last week, Davy Crockett. I mean, it's just dumb. It's stupid, and it's a waste of time. A guy with this great of promo skills deserves better. Instead, he's just a fucking goof, a guy just there to get cheap heat. They always do this. You know, a sport team loses, they make fun of the sports team. It's been done. And they've been doing it a lot, because they can't get any real heat, so they get cheap heat. And the Big Show, who's not even really an active wrestler anymore, just comes out of nowhere and just punches him. Why are we supposed to care about this big 500-pound piece of shit anymore? He doesn't do anything. He appears out of nowhere, and he punches a guy 10 times more talented than himself. You know, how am I supposed to be entertained by this? You know, basketball, references. I mean, that no one even cared. Barely anybody was reacting. There was barely even any boos. People, even the basketball fans in the audience, were expecting, a good match, a good promo, something good, but they get shit like this, lame PG comedy. Like, who's supposed to be entertained by this? Do they really think that the NBA fans are going to be entertained by a shitty little segment like this? No, this is just nonsensical. This is comedy for morons. You know, maybe preschoolers playing in some after-school program would be entertained by this type of, basketball comedy. But, I didn't find it to be a slam dunk. No, not a slam dunk at all. It was more like a foul. A foul. Instead of slapping somebody's hand, they slapped me in the face with this fucking comedy segment. Then you had Bo Dallas defeating Kofi Kingston. Who the fuck gives a shit about either one of these guys? Bo Dallas, yeah, he had a promo. He's good at promos. The gimmick's alright. But where is he really going? He's not even that great of a wrestler. And Kofi Kingston. Like, again, why is he there? Look at the man's fucking tights. Maybe not as bad as Batista, but he's a close runner-up for worst tights ever in WWE. Just fucking lame. The way how he has skills written out with a fucking Z. Like he's some type of fucking You know, gangster right there. Thinks he's like a rapper with a Z at the end, the skills. The fuck out of here. I'm sick of Kofi Kingston. Where is this? You know, Kofi Kingston, just like the Big Show, he's not even on the show half the time. Pops out of fucking nowhere, and we're supposed to care. I know, you know, he's being used in the job role, but, you know, all these wrestlers, fucking worthless pieces of shit. No character, no nothing. I don't, you know, boo, boo, boo. That is not a gimmick. That is not personality. That is retardation. And I am sick of it. You know, fucking 6 years of the same shit from Kofi Kingston. Same lame-ass smile. Same fucking disgusting vomit-colored tights. Getting sick and tired of it. Then you had one of the most disgusting segments. Even more disgusting than Kofi Kingston's tights. Stephanie McMahon comes out. She announces that, you know, at the next pay-per-view, Money in the Bank, if Daniel Bryan can't compete against Kane in their scheduled stretcher match, I thought they were going to be edgy and go for a buried alive match. You know, this was rumored, but, you know, they pussied out and they're going to give us a stretcher match. But Bryan, if he can't compete, they're just going to put the title on the line and Money in the Bank. I think they're going to make sure that he gets all the physical therapy he needs to be ready for that match. I don't think that, you know, they would schedule the match just not to have it. You know, they just want to make a little bit of, you know, a little bit of waves, so to speak. But, you know, they could have let well enough alone there. You know, announce the match for the pay-per-view. Oh, okay, thanks for coming. No! John Cena comes out and extends this segment another 10 minutes. Another fucking 10 minutes. And Cena stealing the popularity and the cheers of Daniel Bryan, defending Bryan, and he doesn't even need to be defended. Daniel Bryan is over. Cena is not over. Why the fuck did he need to come out there, you know, and compare himself to Bryan? He had to give up the championship. Who gives a fuck about Cena? They're all booing him. He's there. He's trying to ride Bryan's coattails. It's fucking pathetic. Pathetic already. You know, every single wrestler on the roster, Cena has to stick his nose into their business. You know, it's bad enough at the pay-per-view he beats Bray Wyatt, literally burying him. Buried him underneath shit, but actually buried him in the wrestling terminology sense. Buried that motherfucker. Now he has to come out and steal Bryan's spotlight because Bryan's not there. It's the perfect opportunity for to steal the spotlight. When I heard that music play, a little bit of me died in the inside. I mean, I couldn't believe it. You know, I felt like one of my kidneys burst. I felt like I had to take a shit. My intestines started blowing up. I started to feel nauseous. It was disgusting seeing Cena come out there. You know, why? Why do they insist on putting Cena in front of everybody, trying to give us the illusion that he's popular and he's over, when the whole crowd is booing him? How ridiculous does this look? The whole crowd is booing him, and he's acting like he's a hero. You know, this is a role for a villain. You know, he's standing there talking in front of a booing audience. Just, they're completely ignoring the fact that people hate him. This shit's got to stop. I get it, he's never turning heel, but, you know, if that's the case, then this is just fucking ridiculous. And just proves the point of how retarded Vince McMahon and the whole entire company is. Not as retarded as TNA, but pretty retarded. You know, they don't have the menagerie. They don't have clowns and shit like that. But, you know, they've got Cena, and he's a clown. You know, he might not wear the makeup, but, you know, he's a clown. Then then they make a match, you know, just fucking out of nowhere. Cena defeating Kane by disqualification because Kane won't stop punching Cena. I'm sure if anybody got the chance, they wouldn't stop punching Cena either, especially after that fucking disaster of a segment. You know, just a pathetic match, and it just shows Kane needs to retire. Cena needs to do something else, do some acting, do something else outside the wrestling world. You made enough money, pal. You know, enough off your merch, enough, you know, stealing money from kids who were too fucking retarded to realize how much you fucking suck. You know, and some retarded adult fans too. But that's besides the point, you know. And then, you know, just to kill it, so if they do have the match with with Bryan and Kane, John Cena throws the steps in Kane's face, and Kane is all wiped out and everything. You know, and you notice every single time Bryan attacked Kane, you know, he would sit up, you know, like showing that like Bryan couldn't keep him down. But when Cena attacks him, Kane didn't sit up. It's like he was hit by a fucking Mack truck. Very subtle there, but you notice the difference. Cena more dominant than Bryan. It wasn't really too subtle, really, to me, but maybe to some it would be subliminal. But I noticed that, you know, the motherfucker, he picks up the steel steps and throws it at his face, making Kane look like a fucking bitch. And, you know, Bryan puts him through a flaming table. And Kane sat up at the last pay-per-view. You know, look at this comparison here. It's completely fucking ridiculous. You know, a man nearly gets burned. His whole flesh, you know, on his back is burnt. You know, and he just sits up. You know, he gets hit by steel steps that weigh like fucking 2 ounces. And he's able, you know, and he looks like he was hit by a fucking truck. Ridiculous. And so when Bryan comes back and eventually wrestles him, you know, it's going to show that he's clearly weaker than Cena. I understand his muscles aren't as big and sexy like Cena, but Jesus fucking Christ, the man is over. At least, you know, make him look a little bit better than this. You know, maybe I'm looking too much into it, but then again, who gives a fuck? It sucked, and it deserves to be judged. Then it was Los Matadores defeating 3MB. This is taking it way too far. I thought that this was funny a little bit at first, you know, 2 midgets and shit like that with Hornswoggle, a little bit of funny comedy, no harm done. Yeah, it's PG, but, you know, a little silly. I like a little bit of silly. Nothing wrong with a little bit of silly. But too much silly is bad. And this is too much fucking PG garbage. You know, so Hornswoggle got his head shaved at the pay-per-view at Payback. We all get that. But, you know, to drive the point home, they have to do, you know, something they've done for every single hair versus hair match. The Hornswoggle comes out with an afro wig with a little fucking pick in it. You know, I'm so funny. Am I supposed to be laughing? You know, there should have been a laugh track on it because nobody in the arena, and I can assure you, unless these people have a mental defect, were laughing at it at home. You know, the El Torito rips the wig off. Hornswoggle runs to the back. You know, Heath Slater gets distracted and he gets pinned. What a fucking crock of shit. You know, it's enough already. The same comedy. And how many months is this supposed to go on with the Bull and Hornswoggle? You know, it was funny at first, funny for a second time, possibly a third, but the fucking 73rd time is getting fucking tiresome already. You know, El Torito beating every single member of 3MB is just, you know, retarded. And this is going to keep on happening where a fucking 3-foot guy is supposed to be beating everybody and outsmarting everyone else. You know, they're retards, basically. That's 3MB's gimmick. I don't think it's that they're a band. It's that they're fucking retards. You know, 3-man buffoons, not 3MB. This is ridiculous already. Then out of nowhere, it's Alicia Fox and Oksana defeating Nikki Bella in a handicap match. I wasn't even really paying attention to the commentary. I was really zoning out during this match. I mean, you have to understand, as big as a wrestling fan I am, I had trouble paying attention to the show. It was very, very, very fucking boring. I mean, you know, this shit was putting me to fucking sleep almost, you know. You know, a couple of times I felt, you know, my head drooping down and shit. You know, I guess this was, I forgot if the commentators explained it or not, but, you know, they were trying to punish Brie Bella for slapping Stephanie, so they're giving her sister a handicap match. But the match sucked, folks. There was no reason to have this. I mean, just to throw it out there, you know, they didn't need to do this. Fucking retarded, you know. Oksana, Alicia Fox, handicap match. You know, no one's over in this match except for Alicia Fox a little bit anyway. Boring. Then you got the next match. It's like a lot of fucking matches on this show, and they all suck. I mean, you know, you would think with this many matches in a 3-hour span that something would at least be good, decent, tolerable. But nothing. None of the above, motherfuckers. This was just... The whole show was like this. Adam Rose defeating Jack Swagger. You know, what did Jack Swagger do to deserve this treatment? Losing in 2 minutes to Adam Rose. I am starting to lose patience with Adam Rose. I like the catchphrases. I enjoy the gimmick. PG or not, he's a character, and that's what wrestling needs. But he's not doing anything worthwhile in the ring. You know, nothing really that's that impressive. You know, give him he's desperately in need of like a landmark match, like something to make people notice him. So far, he's done everything to make people forget him. You know, if he didn't keep coming out there every week, I would forget he was even on the roster. He's like probably like the 72nd wrestler on my mind, Adam Rose. You know, I don't really think about this guy, you know, not, you know, in the sexual way, not thinking him like that, but in a wrestling way. That was a little weird, but anyway, you know, Adam Rose, I know a lot of people, you know, say that he's impressive, but I don't see it in NXT and everything. I'm not really seeing all the Adam Rose hype, to be quite honest. Decent gimmick, potential, but not really getting it done in the ring. Then it was Luke Harper and Eric Rowan defeating the Usos. And this was boring. Not even the fucking Wyatts could save this match. And you know, I thought at least, oh, it's a Wyatt match. Maybe. And the Usos have slightly improved, ever so slightly. You know, they're still annoying as shit. And before this match, what a retarded thing the Usos did. They were trying to fire themselves up, and they're going, what is this? Were we supposed to find it funny? Cool. I found it retarded. I found it goofy. I found it like they were acting like little kids in a playground who don't know how to shut the fuck up. I mean, they're embarrassing themselves. Acting like fucking morons, like acting half their age, acting like fucking 8-year-olds in the locker room area. They're trying to do a serious interview, get their thoughts. It's okay to joke around every now and then, but it's totally unrelated to be screaming like a fucking idiot. You know, it's not like even to psych themselves up. It was just, you know, dumb. You know, that's not even some Samoan shit, I don't think. You know, they do that before their entrance, but this was part of the interview, and they're yelling like maniacs, and they think they're funny. Well, they were not funny, motherfuckers. They were annoying. They annoyed me. You know, and it really, really wanted, you know, I really wanted to turn off the show at that point, but I persevered. I'm a real trooper. I'm a real American. You know, so this match was just, it was long. It went on fucking forever. You know, just really nothing. Nothing in all that was exciting or good. Just really slow. Just, you know, classic tag match format. Beat down one guy. Hot tag, but nothing, no good sequences or spots. It was just, it was really all 100% boredom from my standpoint. Then you had Alberto Del Rio defeating Dolph Ziggler in a Money in the Bank qualifying match. This match was alright. Very short. You know, it figures the best match on the show is the shortest match. It makes a lot of sense. But I was, you know, I was really just out of it. I probably would have enjoyed this match even a little bit more if it was at least decent, but it wasn't really stand out or anything. You know, Del Rio making Ziggler tap out. Who really cares about either one of these guys? Quite obvious that neither Del Rio or Ziggler, whoever it was going to win Money in the Bank. I mean, come on. Del Rio, if anything, the guy is closer to being released than winning the championship again. And it was a big mistake to give him those belts in the first place. Then you had Rybaxel defeating Goldust and Sin Cara. You know, and I already sensed something very tiresome coming out. Now that Cody quit the team, Goldust has to search for random partners. You know, of course, every single week it's, you know, it's going to be him picking a new guy. Next week it's probably going to be Santino or some shit like that. And Santino's a goofball, so he's probably going to, like, lose in 2 minutes. And then obviously at the end, Goldust and Cody, they're going to hug. They're going to kiss. They're going to use some tongue. One's going to butt fuck the other. Who gives a fucking shit already? At this point of the show where it's this fucking horrible, this shit that's not even that bad just becomes bad because I just want the fucking thing to end already. I'm a completionist. I'd like to watch these shows to the end to see how it's going to go, thinking, whoa, something good's going to happen. Maybe I'll miss a good match, it's worth watching. But, Sin Cara and Goldust is not getting it done for me. And then in the, next to last segment, almost skipped one there, Rusev, boring ass ceremony. The Russian royalty government or whatever awards Rusev with a medal for an act of valor, beating fucking Biggie Langston, a fucking goofball at the pay-per-view, and they give him a medal for this. I don't know what they were going for here. I assume it was comedy, but what the fuck could be found funny about this? And by the way, that's not a ghost back there. That's Michael. And then so anyway, what was this? Like, how dare they? How fucking dare they? I mean, it's bad enough the show is boring, but to give us a segment that, how is anybody supposed to find this entertaining? It was so fucking boring. Who wants to see a ceremony with a guy that's not even over? Lana's more over than Rusev. He's not fucking over at all. So who, even if this was for Daniel Bryan, who would fucking give a shit about a fucking medal? A fake fucking medal on a fake fucking show. A fake award on a fake fucking show for winning a fake fucking match. Holy fucking shit. Take a fucking hike. This was like purposely slapping us in the face. Like, how fucking dare they give us fucking 10 minutes of boredom, fucking mindless ass garbage, playing the national anthem, something they did in the 80s with Nikolai Volkov, who was actually over. I got news for you, they ain't fucking Nikolai Volkov. This is fucking Rusev, a guy that just got there, who's not over and not really doing anything special that would get him over in the eventual future. So give me a fucking break. I was bored to tears. It's bad enough to show in like every fucking match on it. I couldn't even tolerate it. But a boring fucking segment with a fucking medal? A medal. Get the fuck out of here. Seriously, this was mind-numbingly retarded. My brain cells were escaping out through my ears. I could not even fucking, concentrate on this segment. I felt myself getting dumber and more retarded by the minute. Once again, I have to use this, what if you got this little example here? What if you got somebody who's, not into wrestling, you want to show them the show. You turn on the show, and there's a medal ceremony. What the fuck is the person supposed to think? This is what the wrestling is about? A fucking medal ceremony? How fucking goofy, how fucking retarded can you possibly get? And then in the last segment, something decent. Seth Rollins quits the Shield, turns on the Shield, hits them with chairs, and joins Evolution. It was okay, I guess. It's an interesting turn. It's a little bit of intrigue. Personally, I would have liked to see Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose turn on fucking Roman Reigns. But, this is the way they want to go. Obviously, at the end, you had Orton, beating up Ambrose, and he seemed like he was turning his attention more to Roman Reigns. They've been doing that lately at house shows. Roman Reigns beating Orton, in a cage match and shit like this, I've read. So, they're probably going to do this as a main event, unfortunately. Two boring-ass motherfuckers. The least talented member of the Shield, barely even fucking talented at all. Roman Reigns versus Orton, the king of fucking boredom. Man. So I guess it was alright, but once again, I would have probably fucking cared more if I was into the show. I mean, they took me so far out of the show. I mean, like, I'm just sitting there like, oh, that's interesting. Seth Rollins quit the Shield. I should be like, what? Oh my god! But I wasn't. I was like, meh, shit like that, because, it's 3 hours, and that's bad enough. Even if it is a good show, it's a long fucking time to be watching any fucking show. It's longer than a fucking movie, longer than any sporting event, motherfuckers. And the whole fucking show is just boring fucking shit, stuff we don't want to see. Cena taking all the spotlight. And what else? What the fuck else could really be said about this show? Really, not much, motherfuckers. I was bored. I thought that this was fucking garbage. How the fuck could a decent pay-per-view? I was willing to let the pay-per-view slide, even with the Cena victory, the fucking retarded-ass burial victory of Cena. I gave the match, a decent rating. I thought that maybe, something okay will happen, to follow it up. Bray Wyatt's not even on the show. Instead, he's going to be on SmackDown. Return on SmackDown, which no one's going to even fucking watch. Nice fucking job there. Bray Wyatt returning is not going to make people tune into it if that's your plan. Fucking retarded ass fucking bullshit. His fucking show was fucking horrible. I've never been so thoroughly bored in my life. This was one of the worst fucking Raws in a long time. The best match being Ziggler and Del Rio. Woo! Fuck it. Fuck this shit. Horrible fucking show. Payback proved that the WWE could, do some quality shit. Their past couple of pay-per-views have been okay, but holy fucking shit, the Raws leading up to these pay-per-views and the Raws after the pay-per-views are fucking garbage. Fucking horrible. If you got something really, cool planned for the end of the show, that's not enough. We still have to sit through 2 hours and 45 minutes of terrible fucking bullshit. I don't even want to talk about this show anymore. It's fucking annoying me even thinking about it. How fucking bored I was sitting there. I felt cheated. Cheated out of my time. Cheated out of, time that I could have spent watching something more entertaining. Man, at least it was better than watching Impact, motherfuckers. But you get my point. WWE still as a whole sucks. Doesn't matter if they have an okay pay-per-view now and then. Raw happens more than the pay-per-views. Happens 4 times a month before those pay-per-views actually happen. So as you can imagine, the Raw's got to be good. The SmackDown's got. I'll let SmackDown slide, but Raw's got to be good. It's got to at least be entertaining. It can't be fucking boring ass fucking bullshit with annoying fucking Cena shit and just fucking shitty ass matches and garbage. Fucking garbage. It was just a garbage fucking marathon. Just never ending. This is like, what this was like? Just fucking running a race. I'm trying to get to the end of it, and then someone trips me and I fall on a bunch of spikes. I feel cheated at the end of the day. There you go. Fucking horrible, motherfuckers.